industry standards. The only podcast held to 100,000 episodes by federal decree. Talking health and fitness, and also not talking health and fitness. We'll help you lose fat, get jacked, get and lean. Joining you now is your two hosts, Joey and Lenny.
Welcome back to the industry. I'll do a Joey look at the camera. Welcome back to the Industry Standards Podcast. This is episode 43 of 100,000. And then that's it, we're in. Let's mood meter.
That was
What?
that was lackluster.
Well, I don't want to fake it. My mood was like, because we were doing reading this morning, my mood was like almost
Mellow?
narrative voice. You know what I mean? I understand energy needs to come. I don't want to gaslight it. My energy's here. Let's find out in the mood meter.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want me to count down?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, 7.
I just want to say it's a really good 7. Like I'm a 7. I was this close to an 8.
I'm a high 7.
Yeah, I was
If
that
we were adding
close.
decimals, I'd be like 7.
It's like a 9. Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
a 7,
But
9.
you have to be confident
But I
when
think
you say your number.
You'd maybe be like, if we're adding another decimal place,
Which we don't.
You'd be maybe like a 790. I'm probably like a 799.
You're okay.
7.99.
You're labeling me as 790.
Yeah, there's the difference.
Or should we bring in decimals
There's
to
the
the
gap.
two decimal places?
No.
All right.
It'll get too silly.
All right, let's get
This
into
isn't a silly podcast.
let's get into the health and fitness.
Yeah, health and fitness podcast. We're here to talk about health and fitness.
Yeah, so we're going to get into it quickly because I've listened to the last couple of episodes and I feel like we need to get into that bit quick because that is the main part.
Up to debate.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about something that's been coming up a lot recently because, well, yeah, it's just a good thing to talk about rather than like a random staple topic. It can be a staple topic, but it's something that's been prevalent in Joey and I's practice recently.
It's Kegels.
That is not a staple topic. That needs hours upon hours. That needs like a full podcast series. You know those series?
I should actually look more into Kegels with the amount I joke about
You
it.
should. Remember I told you that.
That can be future Get Back to Me.
Yeah. I've got things that I'm going to do like in the future. That's going to be future projects. Kegels is one of them.
Maybe that'll be, you know how people on Instagram, they're
Singing
like,
lessons.
Yeah, I'd like to do singing lessons. Like give you some. You know how people on Instagram,
Tell me, what is it?
they're like, I'm the blah 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 guy. I'm the blah 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 person. Like, you know, I'm Mr. Soccer Nutritionist. Maybe in the future I'm the Kegel guy. I'm just the guy who loves Kegels.
No, but there's
Kegels.
genuine Kegel guys.
No, there's nothing
out
wrong
there.
with Kegels.
No, there's genuine Kegel guys out there, so you can't be the Kegel guy.
Maybe I will be.
Yep.
Anyways,
All right.
what were we actually talking about?
So, let's talk about pain, the misconceptions, from our point of view, the things that we've learnt and our perceptions. Pain in, like, life and in general and in the gym, I think straight away goes in a freak-out territory. You think damage is done to my body. Something's wrong. It's this. It's a weak muscle. The muscle's not turning on. I need to get a scan. I need to get surgery. What's another one? Oh, it's because I'm over the top when I sit at my desk.
Posture.
Yeah, posture. So all of that is sort of just unnecessary junk for like 80% of like presentations. Pain, and I'm just speaking from like all the things that I've learnt. Pain is so, I guess, unique and weird to the human system. There's like a billion, kajillion different reasons that it pops up, and we cannot, well, professionals can point towards what it may be, but we can't point to what it may be. we can't go, oh, it's this. Like, if someone just on the gym floor saying, oh, it's a weak rotator cuff, it's because your posture's like this, it's like, blah, it's this. Like, you've got no idea. You need to treat pain more as a vague thing with some good guesses. We think it might be this, but I don't know. But that doesn't change how we're now going to treat the pain. So shoulders are common, knees are common, hips are common. We generally treat them the same way in the gym, and quite often they magically just disappear from good movement in the gym. Really simple stuff that you can learn within a session, and you just got to apply over a couple of weeks. And yeah, it just goes away, and you don't need to freak out about it. You don't need 50,000 banded external rotations. You don't. Well, there was one time I gave that to someone. It helped. Ali. She was like, "Dude, it's gone. Shoulder pain, gone." And I've lost where I was at. Would you like to say anything?
Yeah.
From all that, yeah, go.
Yeah. So like I've gone through, I guess, your full typical stereotypical gym journey of like training, getting really into gym, watching heaps of videos, doing my own research, knowing so much, thinking I knew so much about gym, and like doing the rotator cuff exercises because of shoulder pain, getting the wrist straps because of wrist pain, doing the lower back exercises because of back pain. And none of that presents anymore because I just lift properly. And a lot of the time, like, people are, it's my rotator cuff. It's like, no, you just press bad. And I'm not saying that. So the good thing about that is a lot of the pain that especially that's presenting in gym, is likely just a technique issue most of the time, and is a really easy fix. So I'm not saying that to sound like, you just got to fix everything. It's actually, most of the time when you're experiencing this pain in the gym, whether it's your shoulders or your back or your knees, it's just going to be a slight technique tweak. And like Dylan was saying, adding in all of these prescription-based exercises, like all these rotator cuff, like external rotations and all of that, there's nothing inherently wrong with them. They just won't solve the problem. If you've gone and seen a health professional and there's actually something going on and they're telling you to do those exercises, 100% do them. But most people just get shoulder pain in a press and go, it's my rotator cuffs. If I warm those up, then I won't have any pain when I press. And you know what? That might work. But the likelihood that it works is just because you think that it will. Probably one of the biggest takeaways I've taken away from Jamie Smith and Prescript, in terms of pain, from like the BPS model and all of that, is I'm just like to just be a massive optimist about any pain that presents. So to not like, and especially as a coach, to make sure that you're presenting that to your clients. If someone comes and they're like, I'm getting back pain in this, if you go like, ooh, okay, stop doing it, or all right, is it bad? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you freak out about any pain, you're actually probably going to make it worse. Just going, that's all right. We're totally normal to feel back in this. Let's try to tweak a few things in the next set. How does it feel? Like, get them to describe it a bit, get an idea of what the pain is. Just, could be nothing. Like,
yep.
Again, my quad's really hurting in this exercise. Cool. Let's stop doing it. We'll move on to the next thing. Next week, you do it again. No pain. Yep. Like, a lot of the time, to just be an optimist and to just assume that it's just a random occurrence.
Yeah.
And you know, it's likely not 100% random, but, you know, a lot of the time, like Dill was saying, it magically disappears. There's so much pain that we can avoid simply by just, this exercise irritates it.
In a way.
Don't do it for a week.
Yeah.
Ignore it. Just move on to the next. We don't need to stop everything, overanalyze it, freak out, add in all these mobility exercises. There's a time and a place.
That I feel like we could make to life right now.
Yeah.
Just general life pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, like, you know, a lot of the pain you're likely experiencing is going to be a really easy fix, and there's nothing to freak out about.
Niggles, or even if it's intense shoulder pain. Yeah, shoulders are pretty common, hips are pretty common, knees are pretty common. Like, things can hurt quite a lot, and that's totally fine. We're also not invalidating any pain. So if you're in like a chronic state, or you're like, no, this shit actually hurts, it's not saying it's not real. It's like the way we treat it is not to freak out straight away. We sort of tick off some boxes. We look at maybe some low-hanging fruit. So if you're getting low back pain and the way I see you do an RDL or a squat is like super swanny, like you're super extended, I'm not going to say that's the reason, but I'm going to put some eggs in that basket and go, let's just remove that. Let's get you doing something different. And just doing that can be the thing that fixes it. And then, like you say, you come back, maybe not a week later, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. I just did it with a guy in the deadlift. Jacked, dude. And he's like, oh, I've just stayed away from deadlifts because I hurt my back a little while. And I still get back pain when I deadlift. I put 30 kilos, as in 20 kilo bar, 5 and 5. He was 30 kilos. As soon as he lifted it up, he's like, yep, back pain. I'm like, cool. We just did a trap bar deadlift. And I just coached him through a little bit of leg drive. And his face was like, whoa, like just gone. And I'm like, cool, that's dope. Then we went back to the RDL. So 2 movements that are just so fucking close to the movement he just did. No pain either one of these movements, but pain just when he does the deadlift. So hopefully he doesn't listen to this so I don't ruin his perception, but it's probably just can be his perception on that movement as well. So we've removed the scary one and we've done 2 lifts so close to that movement. We're just going to do that for like 5 weeks. He's going to get a good deadlift pattern. He's going to get a good hinge pattern in 2 areas. And then we're just going to come back to the deadlift and it's going to be fine. I'm betting money that's going to be sweet.
And probably something we haven't explained yet that is a big part of all of this is the psychological aspect to pain. And it sounds like a reach, but like it's probably maybe even the largest contributor to pain present. And it's simply
I don't know about largest, but such a huge aspect.
Yeah.
People just discount it.
Pain's complex.
Yeah.
Super
Same
complex.
with like chronic. So I think there's so many reasons. There's so many reasons that it arises. With chronic people, you can start to go, it's because they've gone down that tunnel for so long, it has become pathological. And that's why we've got to lift back out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what I'm getting at there is even what Dill's getting at there with that dude is like there's a good chance that through just giving him some different exercises, they're that similar that like there's a good chance that he's getting pain because he expects pain from that exercise. And sure, there may have been something existing with it wrong, but like it's like even if he fixes that, it's so ingrained in his head that deadlifts equal lower back pain that simply believing that will cause him to experience lower back pain. Or you might even say be hyper aware to lower back activation or whatever. But it's not that he's not feeling pain, and it's not that it's not there. It's that the reason it's presenting might not necessarily be any huge issue in technique or weakness of the lower back. It's
picking things up in general. He's going to
and that's where having that optimistic approach to pain when we experience a little bit here and there to just be like, maybe it's just not my day to do this exercise, and to just ditch it and revisit it the next week can sometimes be a complete fix. And to not get too caught up on it or freak out about it, but to just have that optimistic view on it. A lot of the time I tell my clients, most people have really, really good common sense and intuition around pain. So they'll be like,
once you suggest it to them.
Yeah. So like they'll be like, when should I know when to stop? And I'm like, just use like, and I don't say this to be condescending. It's like, just use common sense around the pain. Most people will know what is like, so let's say doing a deadlift. It's like, I can feel my lower back in that a little bit. If it's just a little bit of burning and activation, that's fine. If it's, it's sharp, it's grabby, it's like, it's pinchy, like that's not good. And most people have the common sense and intuition to know that that's not a pain that should be pushed through. And then most people, when they realize that it is okay to push through a little bit of burning or a little bit of tightness and, there's a little bit of soreness the next day, common sense would say that that's something we can push through and is okay to work through. And it's okay to experience pain. And this is another funny thing about rehab. When you have an injury, if we try to completely avoid pain through the entire process of rehabbing an injury, you're likely going to draw out that rehab process way longer than it needs to be. And again, it's, oh, well, how do I know when it's okay? It's like, well, it's common sense. Is it building up? Is it not going away? Is it lasting days, even a week? Then common sense would say that that's not the kind of pain that we should be experiencing. Is it, oh, it just pulled up a little bit tender afterwards, but 2 days it died back down? Or, oh, like, you know, I noticed it a little bit more as the workout progressed, but it didn't get, you know, really that bad. And then it's like, cool, common sense would suggest this is pain we can work through. And sometimes we have to work through a little bit of pain to get that rehab process or to get that injury moving a little bit quicker. We don't want to 100% avoid pain. It's okay to experience pain.
The classic example is a headache. So that when that arises, I mean, we do know what it is, but it can come in different forms and different intensities. But you don't freak out and go, oh my God, and concentrate on it. It's just you just sort of accept it, and the more you accept it, the less it's bothering you. Maybe you take some Panadol. Maybe you just, I'm a bit dehydrated. Same thing. You don't know what it is. It could be dehydration. It could be stress. It could be we have no idea. So it's like, just accept it. It's not going to last. But there are some people, the hypochondriacs, that if you focus in on that, or it's like it's brain cancer, which it still could be, but it's unlikely. But I'm just saying, like, we know the more you go down that tunnel, the more you are literally making it worse. Every headache is going to be like, what is going on here? I need to find answers to this. Yeah.
And 2 good examples from literally what you just said. Applying that optimism towards it, experiencing a headache. I'm not saying it is dehydration, but let's assume it's dehydration. I'm just going to drink some more water and just hope that goes away because, hey, I haven't drank much today, or maybe I didn't drink enough yesterday. And simply by drinking water, that headache's going to go away. And that could work. And just having more of that optimistic approach, not letting it weigh on you too much. And then the same thing about hyper-focusing on the pain. Like when I went and got my sleep test, they put one of those things on your finger that is measuring your pulse blood ox.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't 100% know what those things do, but I had to wear it all night. They like tape it on your finger.
It's like heartbeat.
And it's just this light pressure on your finger all night. And I'm a bit of a nail biter, and I just had a little bit, it wasn't even a scab. It was maybe just one layer of skin is not on there. Like the tiniest layer is just not there. And it just pressing on there, I just became like a little bit aware of it. And then it's something about it. Like I just hyper focused on that.
Or like a clock when you're sleeping.
Yeah. And it literally went from like, oh, like that skin's maybe 1% more sensitive than normal skin to like, this freaking hurts.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to take that thing off my finger bad because I was just focusing in so much on that literally the tiniest sensation. And even the next day when I took it off, I was like looking at my finger because I was like, that was hurting so much. I'm like, it's completely fine. But the way that my mind just with that constant pressure on it just hyper focused into that sensation till it got to the point where it was like quite uncomfortable. And like I've peeled copious amounts of skin off of my fingers to the point where they're just streaming blood and not been phased by that at all.
Yeah.
And this tiny just amount of pressure on the littlest bit of like missing skin, which is like very uncomfortable. And it's literally just my mind focusing in on that and the way that it affected the pain, and that pain bothered me. But yeah.
So maybe you've done a good job, maybe you haven't, but the message is like, there are so many cases that we see that people freak out, rightly so, and like, you're not going to not do that unless you hear something like this, but there's so many cases where like you just don't need to freak out. You can train with a little bit of pain. Go seek help. If you are someone that's training with pain right now, message either of us, and we're happy to do even just like a free session to like assess it, like look at it, and then just say what we reckon. Or even just like a program change so that you can train without pain rather than avoid things. Just you don't need to freak out. Some like things at home you can do is just like, if you're experiencing pain in a squat, stop doing it. Don't go, oh, squat's going to be the death of my back and it's going to cause like some explosion. Just be like, I can't manipulate that yet myself to be pain-free. Just pick any other squat variation. Go onto the Smith machine. Go onto the hack squat. Do a goblet squat. You'll find yourself that the pain will probably just go away. Or if it's still that sensitive, yes, maybe stop squatting, do like leg extensions, do a leg press. You can do that yourself until you're training pain-free. The quads, all these things are still getting trained. Then seek to, if you like really want to squat or something like that, seek help so that you can get back to that thing, which you absolutely can. So powerful to say to someone, be like, mate, it's fine. Like, we can squat. We can do these things.
Mm. A lot of these things that we do, not to pump ourselves up, but like, usually when we work with someone with a squat, especially if they're just like learning to squat, there's no pain present. A lot of these movements can be taught in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like really well.
Well, it's not pumping it. Like, I've
Like-
seen it so much now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the deadlifts and stuff like that. We're not going to spend an hour with you. We would cover a lot more. But like a lot of these things, again, I'll keep using the golf swing analogy. When I was learning golf, watch 50 different videos on why my drive is wrong. Have Dylan stand next to me who's quite good at golf and say, oh, you're just doing this. And it's like, to just have someone look at it and tell me what the problem is and not me see 100 different problems and 98 of them aren't my problem. Maybe 1 to 2 of them are. But like it's very similar when it comes to coaching lifts and looking at these things. It's like especially when I don't even know how many people I would have stood in front of to train, but problems become very clear and evident. And once they are, they're really easy to fix. And a lot of the time that those problems are extended is just in trying to figure out what the problem is itself. The fix is usually very quick and easy.
Yeah.
But again, someone coming with pain in an RDL or a deadlift or a squat is 99 times out of 100 going to be a 30-second assessment. And this is what's going wrong. Here's what the fix. You're going to do a rep. Oh my gosh. And then it's like...
And so back to the intuitive thing, the common sense thing. When that happens, it makes sense. It shouldn't be like that. It doesn't make sense to be that hectic and that painful and like, oh no, what's like, this is really bad. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, what? You can't do a controlled RDL with pain, but you can sit on the toilet, you can pick up all this shit with like the worst form ever during life, but as soon as you come to the gym, like,
pick up 6 kilo
yeah,
dumbbells.
it's just like your back's going to explode. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, like, it's just not that bad. It's just not that bad. Anyway, we can help. And if you're
one last thing I was going to say is like we've had a lot of people in front of us, and it's not that we won't refer either. And like a big reason as to why we are able to help people like this is the amazing people that we've been able to learn off of, physios, osteos, and whatnot, in the industry. So the other good thing is if there is actually something that is that is more serious or more peculiar, is we can point you in the right direction. We're obviously not going to do a full health assessment like a physio or an osteo would, but we're going to be able to give you at least confidence that if there is something more serious going on, to give you direction and either to see someone or better yet, who we reckon you should see. So, yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. Even if you think it's a more serious problem, we can maybe even just give you confidence in making that decision, that you should go see someone.
Yep. Cool. Let's move on.
All right.
What's next on the sheet? The running.
Now to get to the serious stuff. That was silly. That was a skit.
Wow. Yeah. Just joking. We're gonna delete all of that. All of that's gone.
Well,
you've made it to the good bit.
Get back to me. Won't be happening this week.
Wait. Sorry. Hey Joel. I'm really excited to hear about the water. What did you find out?
I found out that I need to do more research.
That's
so
all right.
get back to me in true fashion like Dylan did.
Yep.
We'll be pushed back a week.
I had a smidge of stuff by week 1. Have you got a smidge?
Well, I mean, I drink water all the time, so I think I know a thing or two about it. But, dude, I'm the water guy on Instagram. I'm always telling people to
You're
drink
like
more
90% water.
Yeah, I will get back to you on that. I got to do some research. Some more research.
You've got one more week until it becomes hardcore.
Yeah, then it becomes a
you feel
big
bad.
issue.
Yeah.
No, I actually am pretty keen to look into it.
It's such a good feeling knowing you just have to do it, and I just wait.
Yeah. I'm going to make you research something stupid. Nah.
Nah, yeah.
Nah, I won't. Kegels. No, I want Kegels.
So yeah, still waiting on
for those
purity of water.
for those hanging
Are
out,
water filters dog shit, or is there something behind them?
is the government poisoning us with the stuff that they put in our water? Many different things.
I'll tell you what's not poison.
Monsters.
Monster Ultra Rosa.
Thank you for sponsoring this podcast, Monster Ultra Rosa. If you're feeling down,
If you're
here's
feeling
how
like-
to feel like a
If
monster.
you're feeling like you want happiness in a can, Monster Ultra Rosa.
Get the Monster Ultra Rosa today in your nearest local supplier, Coles and Woolworths. This is definitely a paid and sponsored ad. I don't know if we're legally allowed to say that. So that's
It's
a
not
that's
paid,
a joke.
We'll definitely.
This is a
And
skit.
they're not sponsored, but we'll
So don't sue
advertise
us.
them.
Yeah.
Advertise them. We'll just promote them.
Mm. So yeah, let's get back to me. Just for all of those hanging out
Yeah.
on it.
All those hanging out.
All those hanging out for it. So get back to
Make
me.
sure you.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Hey, you were.
I wrote down another topic, but we're not. We could quickly go on this. This is health and fitnessy. Nah, we'll save it for another time because I'm gonna get annoyed and I'm gonna rant on it too long.
All right. Do you want to disclose what it is?
It's workout splits,
Okay.
and specifically rolling workout splits, where it's like,
I mean, I do a lot of rolling workout splits.
do you?
Yeah, like an upper lower.
No. I'm talking where is instead of planning it out per week, you go like, I'm gonna do upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest.
Yeah, I do that.
No, you don't. We're on the same program. You train the same days every week.
The one that I'm on, the one that we're on is, but that I give rotations to people because I've come across it recently.
Oh.
Because if someone's like,
Debate time.
if you're if you're real suspicious about their adherence and just like, if someone's like, I've got 3 gym days, you know how I'm just like, you can do one day. I'm all about that. Like, I'm sure you're about that as well. Do you ever do 1 days? No. 2 days? Yeah.
Heaps.
So if you're really like, you've given them 2 days, but you're still concerned that if they miss a day, it's all in the bin. Health and fitness is over. Well, yeah, I'll just give them 1 day. And it's like, that's a rotation. The next time you're ready to train, just train again.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that.
But same with 2 days. So we'll do an upper lower. They're free Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, I'm doing it with Tegan, Narita. It's working.
Okay, well, I will go back. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some good context,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
a big silly idiot.
I know
buffoon.
why you're saying it.
But I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Let's
the
get-
specific bro
say-
split
yeah,
ones
yeah.
where it's going to be like, I'm going to hit chest, back, legs, rest, shoulders, back.
It's because they're trying to
legs.
fit too much in. Like, if they spread that out over a 10-day cycle, it would
But
actually
the-
be really good.
Yeah, the other issue is they're doing it because, like, C-Bum does it. Oh, this body. Oh, Arnold did it. Yeah, buddy, he got paid to do it. He didn't have a job. All right? So, I just don't see why, again, if you want a more flexy approach, that makes heaps more sense. If you're trying to train 5 to 6 times a week and you're doing it like that, brother, just train the same days each week. If you're but if you're training 5 to 6 times a week, I don't think scheduling is an issue for you because you're training that much. Just set the days out per week. It's not that deep. The rolling split is just gonna make it harder for you to make it happen because it's like, oh, you trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Next week it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. There's just not a whole heap of point. If just get that stimulus in a 7-day block. It's not the end of the world. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But I think a lot of, like, specifically dudes will see some bodybuilder. Like, I think C-Bum's got a rolling split. I remember hearing him talk about it before. That dude doesn't work.
I mean, he does. He's got companies now and stuff.
He's got stuff going on
Yeah.
in the background, but his number one priority
train
is to
wherever he
be
wants.
jacked.
Yeah.
Okay? So, like, his schedule revolves around him looking like that. You're not C-Bum.
He's number one.
And he's not C-Bum because he trained like that. there's no reason the average person can't get plenty of good stimulus in just a 7-day program.
I think the point is just you think you need an insane amount of work and you think that's your linchpin to getting jacked, and it's fucking not.
Yep.
Like, you just don't recover. Think about it. You want your muscle to grow just like a plant. You don't blast it with the jets setting on your hose and just go and just hold it there for like an hour, 7 days a week. You're going to fuck the plant. Same as your body. You're going to fuck your body and it can't recover.
That's actually a fantastic analogy.
Yeah,
You want
the
your
plant.
pot plant to grow.
Yeah.
So you think that watering it every single day will make it grow faster. It won't. Just water it the amount it needs to be watered.
The
and
consistency
then let it
of the
grow.
watering, yeah.
Yes.
And then,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then sometimes there will be a bit too much. You'll water it, rain will come, busy week, hectic week, I don't know, more stimulus. But then you need to not water it after that bout. Let it just recover more, and then you're back into a little bit more of a cycle.
Yeah. Probably the biggest thing that this
Shout out
stems
to
from
my chili trees trying to grow.
probably the main thing
They're
that this
dying.
stems from is people think that stimulus is the sole reason that we grow, but it's the recovery from said stimulus. We're trying to stimulate recovery, and so people go like, "Oh, it's train. Oh, I don't want to do rest days. I'm too focused on my gains." And it's like you're only going to grow when you recover. If you're spending that much time in the gym, I would hope. So this is where I basically tell. It's not that I think it's impossible, but I just don't think anyone should train 6 times a week.
No.
There are people who recover well enough to do it, and they are an absolute anomaly.
Yeah.
I've never met someone training 5 times a week where I've been like, your approach to nutrition, recovery, sleep, hydration, stress management, and all of that is so good that brother, you
Let's
should be
do
getting
this
that 6th session.
Yeah.
There's this like, you would get so much more out of not training that 6th day and putting that time into better meal prep, better nutrition, many other things. So yeah. Well, we weren't meant to talk about it, but we did. So
If you're struggling, you're struggling with consistency. Yeah,
Minimum
like
effective dose.
if your week's crammed and you're like the classic, Monday is your upper day and Wednesday is your lower day, you're constrained too much, and if you miss a day, you feel like you're behind and whatnot. Just take an when ready to train approach. So let's say you've got 2 days, upper and lower. Do the upper whenever you're ready, and then do the lower whenever you're ready. Maybe take a day rest. Maybe you take 4 days rest, but you'll still come back to that upper day, and you'll still come back to that lower day. They're always getting hit. There's like 4 or 5 days rest is not you're going downhill. It's like, that's huge rest. Come back to training. You're fresh. Let's go. Keep going. Yeah, anyway, that could be another episode.
Yep. Cheeseflation I've got written here. This is just something I was at the shops the other day. Has anyone noticed that they don't sell nearly as many small cheese boxes, like the where it's the plastic box with the slices in it? They're just not as available anymore, and I think it's that they're trying to force us to spend more money on cheese. Because like there's times where I don't want to buy that much cheese, but I have to because the smaller boxes aren't available.
Did you find the smaller boxes?
There were some, but they weren't the ones I wanted. So only one brand when I was here at Coles, and don't sue me, Wes Farmers. There was one brand that had the small boxes, but none of them were the one that I wanted. And all the other brands.
Did you look hard?
Weren't yeah.
Because I've done that before, and then I'm pretty sure I've looked in it a little harder, and there might have been a small box there.
I was looking. It's not that I don't think they exist, but maybe they're intentionally not stocking as many. And it's I was forced to make a financial decision to invest more money into to splurge.
What did you end up selecting?
Well, to be honest,
like given your constraints, how much cheese you needed, how much time.
Yeah.
What like were you going for a sandwich or was this for like a meal?
This was for I was meeting Ginny at the playground with the girls, and I was just trying to get cheese slices to throw on some corn thins.
Just to throw at
ham. So I was like, no, well, it's just a more substantial snack. Because I was like, I'd gotten some other snacks, and I'm like, cool, let's get something that's actually filling. So whilst we're there, they'll eat these
you
first.
Needed like a 10 slice pack.
Yeah. Yeah, but I end up with 50. 50 that melt.
50?
No, a lot. Could have been 50. Who knows?
You,
But
so-
no, anyways, the selection of small cheese boxes was just not substantial enough, and I'm calling Coles and Woolworths out. Give us more small cheese boxes.
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah.
After all
For the
that we've been
kids.
through.
What?
Yeah.
You're gonna keep the kids away?
Yeah.
Old people getting high fives, kids getting no cheese, mate.
Mhm.
Lift.
Well, they're getting no cheese or
Lift.
too much cheese, you know? And then what happens is because we had too much cheese, we make that cheese have to spread across a longer amount of time, and then the quality of their cheese is going down. And that's just... You're going to do that to kids?
Yeah.
What about the future generation?
Yeah.
Surely.
Surely you made more toasted sangers that week.
I mean, this was only a few days ago.
Oh, okay. Maybe up your toasted sang. Maybe you can bring that for this weekend because we can do burgers, I reckon.
I'm not going back home.
Oh, true.
Anyways.
Great. We got to buy more cheese.
Yeah, now we got to buy more cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheeseflation.
What's next?
I don't know. That's it.
I
That's
assume
really
there's
it.
going to be a cheeseflation intro. Or should
Now
there be
there
a
will be.
cheeseflation
There'll be a
outro?
cheeseflation something. I'll figure it out. But that's it. We probably got to wrap it up there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
No, this was a good episode, which means that's probably not recording.
yeah, likely no one will hear this. But yeah, thanks for listening. If you have questions, concerns, thoughts, feedback, money, send it all our way.
Or can you just message if you're listening? Just be like, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, our loyal listeners, shoot us a message. We'll give you shout outs. Maybe give it
Mate,
please.
we'll give them whatever they want.
5-star the pod.
Whatever they
We're on
want.
like 43 reviews on the pod for Spotify.
Really?
Which is epic. A surprising amount, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm not great with numbers always.
Uh,
It's a lot more than I would have expected, and it's a 4.9, and I'm pretty sure one of our friends as a joke has 1-starred us. Cut this out. I'm not putting that in. People are going to 1-star us. If you can review the pod, give us 5 stars on Spotify. That would be epic. Much appreciated.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe on
like
YouTube.
Like the pod videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you share, oh my god,
Oh dear.
I don't know
would
what
we
you'll
do?
get. Yeah,
Mm.
you'll get it all.
Yeah. Imagine if we were just like mega rich billionaires and we were just like the first person to share, they're getting $1 billion. I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it won't.
All right, outro's coming. See
Yeah.
everyone. Have a good weekend. The outro's such like a see you later.
It's actually fantastic.
I froth the outro.
Yeah.
See everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I want to wave like that bear, the big blue house.
We can do it because we can cut us talking out. Oh, just like they do in like the news. You know, at the end where it's like
Yeah.
the news is coming and they're still talking, so people can on YouTube still see us talking. Maybe I'll just quickly put this in saying that you can see us talking.
Talk health and fitness and everything in between. 100,000 episodes is all you'll be seeing.